This lesson is on circles, circles, and more circles. All right. So our standard form of a circle, quantity x minus h squared plus quantity y minus k squared equals r squared. What do those things represent? Well, our center of our circle is our h and our k value. Now notice this formula has minus signs in the parentheses, so that means our h and our k are opposite of what we see. And r, so the square root of whatever number's here, is our radius. You should remember that from a previous class. The general form of a circle, all the terms are on the left. Well, what the heck does that mean? You have no idea. Well, here they come. It would be ax squared plus ay squared plus bx plus cy plus d equals 0. Now, the thing you need to be careful of is that A, B, C, and D could be different letters. It does not necessarily have to be those letters. The key, though, is that the values in front of x squared and y squared are the same. That means the distance left and the distance left and right and the distance up and down are the same. If they're not the same, it's not a circle, it's an ellipse. We don't study ellipse this year, so we're good to go. So you're going to say all terms are on the left, and you're going to get it equal to 0. Okay? So we have to, in the first three, write an equation of a circle, and they give us our center. And the first one, they give us a radius. The second one, they give us a diameter. And the third one, they give us a radius of a radical. So those are the different pieces. So we're going to use the first standard form. So the first one, center, so this is our h, and this is our k. So we are going to write our equation, parenthesis, x minus, and our h value is 3, quantity squared, plus, parenthesis, y minus, well, it's minus -2. So that means plus 2 squared equals, your radius is 4. So what's 4 squared? 16. So how does the diameter compare to the radius? Well, if you have a circle and this is your center, the diameter is all of it, is the entire width of the circle, and it has to be through the center. Okay? So if your diameter is 10, then you know your radius is 5, because this is your radius and this is your radius. So your diameter is twice the radius. So again, this is h and this is k. So we have x minus -4, which is plus 4 squared, plus, well, if we put a 0 in for y or for k, what's y minus 0? It's just y. So we have y squared equals, well, our radius is 5, so 5 squared is 25. That one is a tough one. Lots of tricks to it. And the last one, we have our h and our k. So we have x minus 2 squared plus y minus -9, so plus 9 squared equals, well, when I square a square root, those are inverse functions. They undo each other, so my answer for my radius squared is just 11. All right, so try number 4. Continue the video when you're ready for the answer. Center is 6 -3 with a radius of 5. Opposite of what you see, square root. So now we have to find the center, the radius, and the equation of the circle. All right. So in this first one, our top is at 12 and our bottom is at -12. So that means the middle is at 0. So our center is 0, 0. Our radius is to the left or to the right. It doesn't matter. So this is our radius. So our radius is 12. Well, if our center is 0, 0, remember this is h and k. If either part is 0, you just have the variable. So x minus 0 is 0. Is x. So we have x squared plus y squared equals 12 squared, which is 144. And again, you could check yourself by typing this into your relation in the graph and use that analyze graph and number 8, and you could find the center and the radius, and they better match those two things that you found. And the graph better look like this. All right, we're in trouble in the next one because it's not the origin. So we have to find the topmost part is somewhere over here, and the bottommost part is somewhere over here. Now we're only going to give you nice integer ones, or if I counted by halves, maybe halves. So it looks like this is my topmost point, and this is my bottommost point. So at 4 to negative 10 is 14 spaces, so half of that is 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I just found my radius. This is my radius of 7. This is my center at 1, negative 3. So now my formula is, or my equation of my circle, x minus 1 squared plus y minus negative 3, which is plus 3 squared, equals 7 squared, which is 49. Awesome. Not terrible. So on the next one, now they've given you an equation, and you have to identify the parts and then graph it. So our center is h and k. Well, opposite of negative 3 is 3. Opposite of negative 2 is 2, because this is our h and this is our k. And the formula is y minus and x minus. And our radius, well, this is r squared. So if r squared is 9, r is 3. So we go to 3, 2, we make a dot. We're going to go right 3, left 3, up 3, down 3, and then we're going to sketch our circle. If your radius is a radical, like in number 3, just put the radical in the calculator and kind of estimate where it goes, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be in the ballpark, all right? All right, on the back is where the real math starts. Our real Algebra 2 stuff starts. So we are going to be converting from general to standard form. So how the heck do we do that? Well, we want to group. First, you want to get it equal to 0. If you didn't, you want to do that first. So number 1, get equal to 0. Number 2, we want to group our x's and y, not x squared, x's and y's on the left. Then we want to start our complete the square. On the x's and y's. So what does that mean? That's that CAS. So move equal to C, divide by A if there is one, and it's not S, holy cow. I have calculator on the brain, it's a B. You're going to add 1/2 of B squared to both sides of equation. You want to do for x and y, okay? Then factor, all right? So in number 8, it's already equal to 0. We want to group our x's and our y's. So we want to have x squared minus 8x plus y squared plus 7 equals 0. Now we want to complete the square on the x's and the y's. So if we just take these x's and we complete the square, we are going to move c. Well, we already did. No, we didn't. Ooh. So x squared minus 8x plus y squared equals negative 7. Now we want to divide by a. There is no a value. There's nothing in front of x squared or y squared. So we're good. We want to add half of b squared to both sides for the x's and the y's. So if we just deal with the x's, half of negative 8 squared is negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. So we're going to have x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared. Now we don't have to complete the square on y squared because there's no just y term. We should already be saying if it says y squared and there's no y term, then my h or k value in this situation, k, is 0. The problem is, can I have a radius squared be imaginary? No. So if I added 16 to this side, I need to add 16 to this side to keep it balanced. So now I'm going to factor this part right here. So what multiplies to 16 and adds to negative 8? You should be saying minus 4. So it's x minus 4 and x minus 4, or x minus 4 squared, plus y squared equals 9. So my center is 4, 0, and my radius is 3. So you have to get used to completing the square. And now we're doing it with x's and y's. All right, the good news is 9 and 10 are both equal to 0. So let's do this. So we have to group the x's and group the y's. So we have x squared plus 4x plus y squared minus 6y minus 3 equals 0. Then I need to move that c value over to start completing the square. So x squared plus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equals 3. Now we're going to complete the square on the x's and complete the square on the y's. So what's half of, so notice I skipped the a because there is no a. So what's half of 4? 2 squared, 4. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 4. I have to add the 4 over on this side also. Then I need plus half of negative 6 is negative 3. Squared is 9. So y squared minus 6y plus 9 equals 3 plus the 4 from over here plus the 9. So that's where these came from. Okay? Now I'm going to factor. So x plus 4x plus 4, what multiplies to 4 and adds to 4? Hopefully you're good at factoring by now. So plus 2 squared plus what multiplies to 9 and adds to negative 6? Negative 3 squared. And that equals 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 9 is 16. So what is my center? My center is negative 2, 3, and my radius is 4. All right, last one. This time they gave me an a value, so same thing. Group your x's and your y's. So 2x squared minus 16x plus 2y squared plus 4y plus 20 equals 0. Now I'm going to complete the square, so I need to move that c value. So 2x squared minus 16x plus 2y squared plus 4y equals negative 20. Now I need to divide by a. Well, a is 2, so I have to divide every single term by that a value. So now I have x squared minus 8x plus y squared plus 2y equals negative 10. Now I need to complete the square on the x's, so add half of b squared. So half of -8 is -4, squared is 16. So I have minus 8x plus 16, and I need to add a 16 over here. Running out of room. Then I need to do the same thing on the y's. So half of 2 is 1, 1 squared is 1, so y squared plus 2y plus 1. So I need to add a 1 over there, equals -10 plus 16 plus 1. So go ahead and factor. So we get x minus 4 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals -10 plus 6 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So my center is 4, -1, and my radius is the square root of 7. Hopefully you picked up on all that math we've learned before. And our last one is to write the general form of the equation of a circle. Well, the general form, remember, has, it looks like these. So it has all the variables equal to 0. So we need to, on this last example, squared when we have a binomial means write it twice and multiply. So I need to multiply these, and I can use the box or double distribute. So x squared minus 8x plus 16. And then plus y squared plus 6y plus 9. So you better either use double distribute or the box method. You better have that step in there when I look at your notes. Equals 36, because that's a previous skill. You should know how to do it. And if you don't, you better ask. Now I'm going to combine like terms if there are any. So I have x squared plus y squared. I cannot combine x and y, so minus 8x plus 6y. I can, however, combine this one with this one. So I get plus 25 equals 36. Well, it needs to be equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 36 from the constant. So I get x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 6y minus 11 equals 0. Oh, I'm off the screen. Sorry. Slide that up a little bit. And there you go. That is our general form of a circle. So there's anything and everything circles. Lots of algebra. And good luck. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in class.